Good morning and welcome to the 1 Million Cups podcast for the community, by the community. My name is Dion Wells Ross and I am your host for the day. I'm with my friend DeForrest. How are you, man?
Doing good, bro. Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise,
Yes, sir.
likewise,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Pleasure to have you. So before we jump in, I would love to start just learning more about you and your background. Tell us your story.
Man, my story, I don't even really know where to start. I think I'm just going to start at 18 because if I really went through the whole thing, we would definitely be here for longer than the allotted time. But at 18, I basically was like out in the world by myself. I was working, didn't have a vehicle. I was walking everywhere. I was hungry. I was down bad. I was really down bad. But one thing I know I always wanted to be like when I was a kid, I was probably like 8 years old. I was watching MTV Cribs, and I remember watching a specific one. It was the dude who owned Virgin Mobile, and at that time, Virgin Mobile was kind of like Amazon. And this man, he had a jet, he had an island and stuff. And I used to think to myself, I'm like, what makes this guy so special that he gets to have this? Meanwhile, I'm living like this.
For sure.
So that seed was kind of planted in my heart, and I always felt like no man was better than me. Like, if this man can do this, then I can also do it. So here today, I guess you have me on my journey of being who I believe that I can be. So, this is just a small step, just a milestone. So yeah, man, I'm very focused on, unleashing your full potential, and not allowing any excuses to hold you back from being where you can be and who you can be in life.
For
So
sure.
that's a little bit. And another little story, me and him used to play basketball together.
I know, small world. We're back together.
Yeah, man.
All grown up.
Yeah, man.
For sure. I love how adversity was really the catalyst to get you to your full potential. So what are you doing right now? Tell us about your entrepreneurial endeavors.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's see. We'll go back to that. When I was 18, I started making music, started recording music, and that was cool. Like I thought I was definitely gonna be like Kanye West or something. I don't know if that's appropriate to say today, but I still like Kanye.
Yeah, you'll get canceled. You have to be
We might
careful.
be controversial, man. But anyways, so I was in the school, the College of Music Technology, at University of Nebraska, and I knew that was like a great career path for me because there's so much that happens. Like if you watch a commercial, you hear music, you hear voices, it's recorded, it's mixed. So I knew that there was an entire world out there. But before class, man, I would be up in the studio at like 7 in the morning, like making beats, recording and stuff like that. And so I just knew that I was going to be a music artist. And then from there, like in my life, I like had an encounter with God. I know this isn't a spiritual podcast, but I had an encounter with God where he actually told me to start a multimedia company. And so that's how we get to where we are today, with my personal agent. So from there, I just set off on that path by faith to just really make things happen. And so, yeah, man, the app is going to be coming out. Well, it is out actually, but we're perfecting it, tweaking it, for the consumer. And yeah, bro, that's pretty much the gist of it,
For
man.
sure.
I could go on and on and on and on because this has been a long journey. So let me shut up,
No, you're good. And thanks for sharing a little bit about your walk with Christ or faith. This is for the community, so we're super vulnerable and honest. So MPA, it's your business. Tell us about that. I know we've talked a little bit offline, or I should say off camera, but tell the community about your company and what you're doing right now.
Okay, yeah. So my personal agent, just so we can just pick up on that story where we left off. So I'm in school, I'm recording music, and I'm doing all that type of stuff. I've always been inspired by creating culture. So my personal agent is a branch of that. So as I was making music, I encountered so many barriers as an artist, like from the software being $500. Like you got to imagine, like you're a high school student just going into college.
For sure.
$500 software, $300 microphone, $800 computer. Then you want to release your music. That's another $25.
Well, it adds
You
up.
want to do right. You want to do shows, and you want to perform in front of people. The promotion there, the photo shoots, the social media branding campaign, talking with different promoters inside of venues that they've never heard of you. So getting that first bill is really hard, and you usually perform it, and you have to do bad shows. I was like, man, I can't believe that independent artist has to go through so many barriers just to get to their first show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my personal agent was born. I was like, man, it would be nice to have something, a product out there that truly supports independent artists, that truly loves independent artists and understands the things that they have to go through and provide them with the tools to solve those problems.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it was made.
For sure. That's awesome. And hopefully everyone caught that. I think it's so interesting. A lot of companies, softwares, and solutions are born out of problems. You experience jumping through so many different hoops, overcoming so many barriers. It made you realize, wow, I need to make something so other people don't have to go through this. And business is often that way. People experience a problem or a roadblock and they build something and they scale it. So it solves a problem at a mass level.
Yep.
So based on your experience, what advice would you give to other entrepreneurs or maybe the people that are going through a difficult season, but they just feel stuck? Maybe they have some ideas, but they just are like, I don't know if I should take the risk.
Take the risk. That's my advice. Take the risk. You can always get a job. You know, if you get online right now, there's somebody hiring. If you wanted to, let's just say you started off at Walmart, you know, entry level shelf stocker, okay? If you work at Walmart for 8 years, within that 8 years, you'll be up in management. You'll be making 50, 60K a year. It's always there for you. There's never a time in your life where you're not going to be able to find a job to work for someone.
For sure.
Okay. So take the risk while you're young. Take the risk before you have kids. Take the risk while you have nothing to lose. Do everything that you can now, today. You know, at least if you do fail, you can say that you gave it your all. That would be my advice. Don't be afraid of failure. Like, I think of like babies, you know, babies, like when they're born, they're not scared of failure. You know, they're trying to learn how to talk. They're like, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not talking, but they don't care because they don't know that failure is wrong. But as we get older, we start to become adverse to failure, you know? So for me, I've always been willing to look like a baby. Like, yeah, I don't care if I'm failing. Like, this is something that's important to me.
For sure.
You know, you just have to go through those phases. And the funny part is, you know, as you're failing, to you, it may look like you're failing, but the people that you're around, they actually see you taking risks and winning and doing something that they're not doing. So,
For sure.
yeah, man, it's all perspective.
No, I love that. So as we're starting to wind down, think about how can this community support you? What are you looking to do? Tell us your plans, your goals, and how we can support you.
Okay. Well, I mean, this podcast is great. You know, having me on this podcast is great. We got a few people out here watching like I'm on TV, so that's cool. You know, they know who I am. There's a lot of resources in the building for education and what's another great word? Just people that you can pull on and ask them about different opportunities in the community that you can talk to. So that exists here. You can obviously, I'll be here so you can talk to me. But I think, you know, one thing that 1 Million Cups can do for me, man, I don't know, man. We on the fundraising, you know, we need the dollars.
Yeah.
If you're watching this and you're hearing me talk, my name is DeForrest, DeForrest Cox, founder of My Personal Agent. We're going live here in the next couple of weeks, and you want to work together, definitely reach out to me and we can have that conversation. We got some exciting things going on. So,
No, for sure.
yeah.
All right, my friends, there you have it. Another episode of 1 Million Cups for the community, by the community. My Personal Agent. Check it out. We'll see you at the next one.
Peace.